Okay, welcome into Football 101. It's Dave Wyman, and the 53-man cut down happened this last Saturday, and there's a lot of, I'd say, shocking moves, some moves that people weren't too happy about, myself included. Kasen Williams, mainly, I think is the one that most people were upset about him being released. But I went back and looked at, and what we're going to talk about a little bit later on, the case for Tanner McEvoy, number 19. He did make the team. But first of all, before we go into that, just do a little bit of Football 101. This is a play in the Kansas City game where Tanner McEvoy runs a 9 route, which is, and on the defensive side of the ball, there's a route tree on the offensive side where they number all of the patterns. And so, you know, this is what we would call on defense a dig route, which is a 6 to them. Out route is a 5. Corner, which means you're going to the corner of the field, is what we used to call a 7. Post, meaning you're going towards the goal post, basically, and that's what we would call that. And then there's also something called a skinny post, which usually is to try to lead the wide receiver away from the free safety in the middle of the field. So it'll be just a little bit more like that. That's called a skinny post. So all these numbers and everything, and which you don't really need to know, but that's just how they number it. It's more about, you know, naming them. And what happened on this play was Tanner McEvoy ran a go route, which was just he tried to get outside leverage on the corner, was able to go up, out jump the guy, catch the ball, keep his feet in bounds, and did a really nice job scoring a touchdown against Kansas City in the, I think it was in the 4th quarter. So he made the team. Now, I'm going to go on with the case for Tanner McEvoy. First of all, they kept only 5 receivers this year, which a lot of people were shocked by that. I thought that they would keep 6 for sure. But a lot of the reasons why certain guys got cut and other guys made it, I think versatility had a lot to do with it. And then also there was, well, I'll just say it right now, Amara Darboh. I don't think anybody thought Amara Darboh, he was number 84, is number 84. He was a 3rd round draft choice, and he didn't show much. He only had 7 targets and only made 3 catches for like 25 yards during the preseason, but the coaches saw something in him. Plus, he's a 3rd round draft choice, and they thought for the future that he would be a really good addition to the team. Another guy would be J.D. McKissick, and they changed his number to number 37, but J.D. is a guy that can do all kinds of things. They ended up moving him back to running back, which is why they gave him, he was 14, they gave him 37. He can play running back, he can play receiver, and he's a great returner, and so I'm not so sure about Tyler Lockett's ability to return early, so he was going to make it. So, and then also Tanner McEvoy, number 19, there was a lot of people thought, well, why did he make the team and not Kasen Williams? So I enlisted Warren Moon for this, and I don't know if we're going to be able to tweet this out or something. I found an old picture in a scrapbook of my mom's that she made for me, and it was a picture of me, quote unquote, sacking Warren Moon. What happened was in a game against Houston, I went to sack him and I grabbed him and he ducked me, and I ended up going over the back of his legs and holding on to him, and he got the ball off. But they ruled it a sack. And I remember Warren was not very happy about that. I was happy, but I can't tell you what he said, but he said some things on the field about this so-called sack that I got on him. So I like to tease him about that. But Warren's one of my favorite football guys, just one of my favorite people, just in general, as far as the way he looks at football, the game, and then also if you look at what he overcame to become a quarterback in the NFL when nobody wanted to hire a black quarterback, he said, okay, fine, I'm going to Canada. He's one of the great football guys that I have ever been around. So I respect Warren a ton, so I gave him a call about Tanner McEvoy. Tanner McEvoy is 6'6", and I remember Warren saying one time that as a quarterback, and just that one, we talked about blink and that split second of, you know, being able to sort of sum up what's going on in the blink of an eye. He said, you know, when you see a guy out here that's 6'6", like Tanner McEvoy, it just gives you a little bit more confidence to throw to him. And so that's one of the reasons why they kept Tanner McEvoy. The other thing is he ran this go route just like Kasen Williams did, but he does a lot of other things that I think are, you know, a little bit more valuable to the Seahawks. One of them being his versatility, and that's the mentioned earlier. There's a lot of versatility in guys like McKissick and you know, some of these other guys on this team. So he was a guy that last year he blocked a punt. He also threw a pass to C.J. Prosise in the New Orleans game. He can actually play safety and he can play quarterback. So the guy is very versatile. And the thing that Warren pointed out was that he made plays in big games. But Warren definitely referred to the fact that a big-bodied guy like that can go up and get it is a guy that you want on your team. 6'6", runs a 4.5 40, so really good that way. So, you know, I think at the end of the day, Tanner McEvoy was a really good keep for this offense. He can do so many things for you, including running this 9 route, but also he can, earlier in the game, he ran a post, which was really nice, and he's able to get good separation, and he's got great hands and got everything. So it's disappointing to lose a guy like Kasen Williams, but there you go. There's your case for Tanner McEvoy. And this year, keep your eye on him. I think he's going to make a lot of plays. Number 19.